We often think of diabetes as a disease of blood sugar, something invisible that happens deep inside the pancreas or the bloodstream. But the truth is, for millions of people, the very first warning sign doesn't show up on a blood test results sheet. It shows up right here on the surface on your skin. Your skin is actually a brilliant living dashboard for your metabolism. It reacts to rising insulin levels, inflammation, and blood vessel damage long before you might feel thirsty or tired. Today, I'm going to walk you through 12 specific changes to your skin, some subtle, some quite alarming, that are actually cries for help from your internal organs. If you know what to look for, you might just save your own life or the life of someone you love. Now, before we dive into these signs, I want to ask you a small favor. If you care about understanding your body and taking control of your health, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us get this vital information to the people who need it most. And just so you know, everything I'm sharing today is grounded in the latest medical research from 2024 and 2025. And it's what I would tell my own patients. I've listed all the trusted medical sources in the description below so you can verify everything for yourself. Let's start with the first sign, one that is incredibly common but often misunderstood as just dirt or a hygiene issue. It's called acanthosis nigricans. You might notice the skin on the back of your neck, in your armpits, or even in the groin area becoming darker and thicker. It feels almost velvety to the touch. This isn't a stain you can wash off. This is your skin cells growing too fast because of too much insulin in your blood. When your body becomes resistant to insulin, your pancreas pumps out more and more of it, and that overflow of insulin starts telling your skin cells to multiply rapidly, creating these velvety dark patches. If you see this, especially in a child or teenager, it is a loud siren for insulin resistance. So right alongside that, we have sign number 2, which often appears in the exact same places, skin tags. Now, having one or two skin tags is normal for many people, but I want you to pay attention to the quantity. There is something researchers call the rule of five. And if you have more than 5 skin tags, those little soft hanging fleshy bumps, especially around the neck and eyelids, it's not just friction. It's a sign that insulin is acting like a fertilizer for your skin, causing these little growths to sprout. It is directly linked to how your body processes carbohydrates. Moving down the body, we come to the most common skin sign of all, sign number 3, diabetic dermopathy, often called shin spots. These look like light brown, round, slightly scaly patches on the front of your shins. They don't hurt and they don't itch. So people often ignore them or think they just bumped their leg. But here is what is really happening. High blood sugar is damaging the tiny capillaries that supply blood to your skin. When those vessels get damaged, they leak a little bit, and the skin can't repair itself properly after minor daily wear and tear, and it leaves a permanent brown spot, a thermal scar of sorts that tells us the micro circulation in your body is struggling. Sign number 4 is something you might see in the mirror every morning and mistake for a healthy glow or maybe rosacea. It's called rubeosis facieae, and this is a persistent redness of the face and neck. Unlike blushing, which comes and goes, this stays, and it happens because the high sugar levels damage the nerves that control your blood vessels, so the tiny veins in your face lose their tone and stay permanently dilated, filled with blood. And if your face is always flushed and you haven't been running a marathon, it's worth checking your glucose levels. Now, let's talk about something a bit more severe. Sign number 5 is necrobiosis lipoiditica. This is rare, but very specific to diabetes, and it usually starts as small red bumps on the shins, but over time, they merge into a shiny yellow-brown patch that looks like porcelain or glazed pottery. You can actually see the blood vessels running underneath the yellow skin. And this happens because the collagen in your skin is degenerating. It's essentially dying and changing structure due to inflammation. The skin here becomes very fragile and can break open into painful ulcers that are hard to heal. Sign number 6 might look like a ringworm infection at first glance, but it's not fungus. It's disseminated granuloma annulare. You'll see raised, reddish, or skin-colored bumps forming a perfect ring or circle, often on the fingers, ears, or torso in the disseminated form. These rings spread all over the body. It's an inflammatory reaction, and your immune system is reacting to the metabolic chaos by forming these ring-shaped barricades in the skin. It's often itchy and can be very distressing. But treating the diabetes often helps calm the skin down. Now, imagine if the skin on your upper back felt like it was hardening, turning into wood, and that is sign number 7, scleroderma diabeticorum. This typically affects men with long-standing type 2 diabetes. The skin on the back of the neck and upper back becomes thick, hard, and tight. You can't pinch it. It happens because sugar molecules attach themselves to the collagen fibers in your skin, a process called glycation, making them stiff and sticky. It can get so tight that it actually becomes difficult to move your shoulders or turn your head. And this stiffening process leads us directly to sign number 8, which we call digital sclerosis. It affects the hands. The skin on the back of your hands becomes waxy, thick, and tight. It eventually makes the joint stiff. There is a simple test you can do right now called the prayer sign. Press your palms flat together in a prayer position. If you can't, press them flat. If your fingers remain curved and there's a gap between your palms, that's a positive sign. It means the collagen in your tendons and skin has become stiff from glycation, and it's a strong predictor that you might also have damage in the blood vessels of your eyes. Sign number 9 is a medical emergency that shows up on the skin. It's called eruptive xanthomatosis. Suddenly, overnight, you might break out in hundreds of small, yellowish red bumps, usually on the buttocks, arms, and legs. They look like pimples, but they are firm and have a yellow center. This happens when the triglycerides, the fats in your blood, are dangerously high, often because of uncontrolled diabetes. These bumps are actually deposits of fat leaking out of the blood into the skin. If you see this, your pancreas is at risk and you need immediate medical attention. Similar to that, but in a very specific location, is sign number 10, xanthelasma. These are soft, yellow, velvety plaques that form on the eyelids right near the nose. They are essentially pockets of cholesterol. While they can happen in people without diabetes and the diabetic population, they are a strong signal of dyslipidemia, that unhealthy mix of high bad cholesterol and high triglycerides that clogs arteries. It's your body storing excess fat in the most delicate skin you have. Sign number 11 is rare but looks quite scary. Bullosis diabeticorum, or diabetic blisters. These are large, tense blisters that appear spontaneously on the feet, legs, or hands. There's no burn, no infection, no trauma. You just wake up and there's a massive blister. They are painless and usually heal on their own, but they are a sign that the glue holding your skin layers together is weakening due to high blood sugar. The most important thing is not to pop them, as they can get infected easily. Finally, sign number 12 is acquired perforating dermatosis. This is intensely, maddeningly itchy. You get these hard bumps with a central plug or crust. And it happens because the collagen and elastic fibers in your skin are so damaged by diabetes and kidney stress that your body actually views them as foreign objects. Your skin tries to push this damaged tissue out through the surface, literally perforating the skin. It's a cycle of itching and scratching that can be miserable, but treating the kidneys and sugar levels helps. I know hearing this list can feel overwhelming, maybe even frightening, but I want you to look at it differently. Your skin is giving you a gift, the gift of early awareness. These signs are reversible or manageable if you catch them early. We have incredible new treatments today, from GLP-1 medicines to JAK inhibitors, that are revolutionizing how we treat these skin conditions and the diabetes underneath them. If you notice any of these signs on yourself or a loved one, don't panic, but do take action. Make an appointment, get your A1C checked, and talk to a professional. You have the power to change the trajectory of your health. And if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you this research. Check the description for the full list of medical sources I used today. Stay healthy, stay observant, and I'll see you in the next video.